It's 2025. The administration promised to restore order, but what they've delivered is a cold, calculated purge of equity itself. Day one, and the Trump administration didn't just roll back DEI, it obliterated it. Gone are the equity action plans, gone are the DEI officers. Gone are the protections that offered even a shred of opportunity for Black and brown communities, for women, for LGBTQ+ people. With one executive order, federal agencies were ordered to erase every trace of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Every initiative, every grant, every piece of institutional memory dedicated to repairing generations of harm. But that's not all. In the same breath, Trump's administration reprioritized civil rights enforcement, but only for one group, white-presenting Jewish Americans. While protections for the rest were being torched, Trump expanded federal policing powers to combat anti-Semitism, warned that foreign nationals attending pro-Palestinian protests could be deported, and unleashed the DOJ on campuses, not to protect all marginalized students, but to shield a politically favored group. So what does civil rights mean now? Apparently, it depends on who you vote for. Before we break it down further, hit that subscribe button. If this makes you uncomfortable, it should. That means you care. And if you care, you're exactly who this channel is for. We don't sanitize the truth here. We expose it, and we need your voice in this growing movement. Let's talk facts. January 20th, 2025, Trump signs a sweeping executive order dismantling every DEI, DEIA, and environmental justice office across the federal government. By February, grants tied to diversity were canceled. Federal contractors were forced to swear off DEI or lose funding. By April, even schools and universities were targeted. No more diversity standards for college accreditation. No more discipline policies that considered systemic racism. Affirmative action? Erased. Hiring targets for women and people of color? Scrapped. DEI offices? Staff put on leave, then laid off. This wasn't reform, it was annihilation. And then came the bait and switch. While Black and brown communities watched decades of progress burn to ash, the administration unveiled a new executive order to combat anti-Semitism. Important? Yes. But let's be honest, this wasn't about protecting Jewish Americans from hate. It was about shielding Zionist political narratives from criticism, especially on campuses. The order authorized federal crackdowns on so-called anti-Semitic speech, most often defined as what? Saying, "Free Palestine." Protesting genocide, advocating for Palestinian rights. In effect, Trump weaponized civil rights not to protect the oppressed, but to protect his allies. And if you were a refugee from Gaza, a Latino immigrant, or a Black student daring to speak truth to power, too bad. You're not the kind of minority that counts anymore. Let's be blunt. This is targeted political favoritism disguised as civil rights. Here's the bottom line. Under Trump 2025, Jewish Americans are largely protected and prioritized, particularly those aligned with pro-Israel positions, with strong federal support and reinforced civil rights. In contrast, Black and brown Americans face a rollback of protections, especially through the dismantling of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, leading to a lack of federal prioritization and weakened civil rights safeguards. It's not equal protection under the law, it's special protection for some, systemic abandonment for others. Civil rights groups like the NAACP called it what it is, a rollback of racial justice to a pre-civil rights era. Lawsuits have been filed. A federal judge temporarily blocked parts of the order, warning they were unconstitutionally vague. But the appeals court let Trump's policies proceed, for now. Agencies are scrambling, programs frozen, thousands laid off, hope deferred. And what's the justification? Trump calls it color blindness. But only someone who's never faced racism believes color blindness fixes inequality. Conservative pundits are cheering, the same ones who say reverse discrimination is the real problem. But here's the truth they won't admit. Dismantling DEI doesn't create equality. It reinforces inequality. It punishes truth. It protects power. This isn't about equality or justice. It's about weaponizing civil rights selectively, defending one group while dismantling protections for others. It's about defining oppression based on political alignment, not lived reality. And it's a page ripped right out of the authoritarian playbook. Protect the loyal, punish the dissident. So no, there is no equality here. In fact, the most vulnerable voices, Black, brown, Indigenous, are being deliberately erased. And that should terrify anyone who still believes in justice for all. So like, share, and subscribe, because the only way to fight back is to stay informed, stay loud, and stay united.